It's a Sportsplug podcast. And it's about that time for us to go over what we've been waiting to go over. You already know it's the NBA playoffs is gone. The NBA playoffs, the lottery, and free agency's coming up. So first and foremost, we're gonna go over the lottery. That went down. What was it, guys? 2 nights ago? Last 2 nights ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go over before we get into it because everybody's got their opinions and we all want to talk about. We'll go over who got what picks real quick. The first pick did go to New Orleans. The second pick went to the Memphis Grizzlies. The third pick went to the New York Knicks, losers. The fourth pick went to the Lakers. The fifth pick went to Cleveland. Sixth pick went to Phoenix. Seventh pick went to Chicago. Eighth pick went to Atlanta. The ninth pick went to Washington. The 10th pick went to Atlanta. The 10th pick was the pick that, yes, my dumbass hoped the Mavericks would have got in the lottery, but they did not, so they forfeit that to Atlanta. The 11th pick goes to Minnesota. 12th to Charlotte. 13th to Miami. And Boston got the 14th, so their plan failed as well. Bshaw, go ahead and kick it off. Go ahead and kick it off real quick, Sean, and jump around.
First thing I got on the screen, and I love you said that I had the draft odds, and so me and you had a debate a long time ago about, is tanking bad? And we found out Thursday night tanking is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so these were what the odds were supposed to be, and most of those teams finished outside of the top 5. So shout out to the NBA for punishing tankers. Let me come to you first. Dollars, man. What you think about the lottery? You think is gonna make the best pick and have the most impact?
Man, I think it's gonna be either really first off, ha to the Lakers. They ain't get that number 1 pick. I gotta laugh at them niggas because they swore they were finna get the number 1 pick.
Don't trust them LA niggas over there.
The Knicks are a bunch of losers, you know what I'm saying? I don't like none of the East Coast, so ha to you niggas. Man, but I think, honestly, bro, I still think that RJ Barrett might be the best pro in the, you know what I'm saying, in the draft, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I think Memphis gonna come up with Ja. He gonna have a point guard to learn from. And of course, Zion is going number 1, of course. You know what I'm saying? Man, but I think RJ Barrett in New York, dog. I think he might ball out there. I really do.
Bradshaw, man, what you think about the lottery? Give me somebody, and then I can pull up a little mock draft for the people. Or I had a mock draft for the people. But
I got it over here. You can ask me. I'll tell them what it is.
Zion in New Orleans. I wonder if. I don't know how y'all think about the rumors or whatnot, but do y'all don't think nothing's swaying AD to stay there? You think Zion's just gonna?
Nah, he leaves.
He's gone.
I think
he's gone.
Get the Lakers.
Can I ask you a question, Bshaw? If you were a superstar in the league like AD, you haven't won. You're that cold. Would you trust the rookie to help you get? Huh? Okay, yes, I'm saying. Would you trust? I'm just saying everybody that brings that up and says, "Oh, but they got Zion now." I'm like, if I'm a superstar, I ain't trusting the rookie to get me no ship. Like, help me get his ship. Like, that's not gonna happen. Magic was who was it? Magic the last one to make
Hey, you said it right. I ain't trusting a rookie to get me a ship. Like.
When does it happen besides Magic?
If the real amazement of the night is David Griffin has to be the luckiest man in the world. He definitely should go to Vegas or wherever and put all of the money in his bank. Like, how many people have got the number 1 pick? Like 4 times, like 5 times. This is
Anthony Bennett and got it again, nigga.
He got it again.
Like, got 2 generational players, nigga, in his career.
I will say this real quick while we're going over the draft. And to my conspiracy theorists out there, there's still some life because the NBA loves a story. Who won the Rookie of the Year last year, guys?
Somebody who wasn't a rookie.
Who's gonna win it this year? I'm misspoke. Who's gonna win it this year? Luka.
Yeah.
Trae Young.
Nah, like you told me, Sean. Hey, I'm gonna ask somebody. It's real easy. Chace, who gonna win the Rookie of the Year?
Luka.
Thank you. It's not gonna be Ice Trae or whatever you want to call him. But anyways, New Orleans.
I'll bet some shots on that.
Okay, we will.
What?
So,
They
You
put
really
it
think
on the
Luka's not
board,
gonna
man.
win
I
you
Defensive
think
got
Player of the Year?
so
Hey, I
you
think
got
so
New
too.
Orleans and Memphis. New Orleans and Memphis are in the same division as the Dallas Mavericks. They did that on purpose. They're gonna have 3 of the top guys to come out in the past 2 years be in the same division for their
Along
careers.
with
That ain't no get. That's not and it's also funny to me, which I said that I thought the Mavericks would have ended up in one of these. I was wrong, but the funny thing is, 2 teams in their division did. So it makes it look like, yo, the Mavericks, you can't have this riches, but we'll give the other 2 teams the division because it creates a storyline. These 3 young dudes are gonna battle it out for the next like 15, 20 years. And Harden's down there too.
and Pop.
And
You can't
DeJounte
never
Murray.
count San Antonio out.
DeJounte Murray's coming back. So it's gonna be a young division with a lot of talent. But
Chris, what you think about the lottery? What stood out to you? And do you think it's a deep draft? So let me just tell all of y'all, most analysts and mostly everybody in the NBA is saying it's a 3-man draft. After the 3rd man, it drops off. I obviously don't feel that way. Russell's shaking his head vigorously. He doesn't feel that way. Chris, what you think about the lottery in a total, and how do you feel about the depth after the top 3?
I feel like it's like any other year in a draft. I'll start with that part. Like it's always a couple of dudes who gonna turn out being all-stars. There's a couple of dudes who gonna turn out to be good role players, and there's probably a couple of late round picks who gonna end up shocking us at some point. But for the most part, I don't think it's no deeper or less deeper than any other years. Like a lot of these dudes might bum out. Like you just really never know.
it's not
But
06 or 03.
But as far as the
I mean,
lottery,
96.
itself,
My bad. It's not 96 or 03.
as far as the lottery itself, I'm rooting for Atlanta. Like I want to see Atlanta turn it around, man. I like the Trae Young pickup. I wouldn't mind them getting young Jackson out of the UT out there with that first one. Bring him on out there. It seemed like Shaka keep finding lottery picks, but can't even get us in the tournament. This is crazy, man. You gotta get him up out of there. That's another story. But
So from what you said, Sean, which when they say the first, it says top 3 player
is
draft.
Jackson Hayes a top 5 pick?
No, I call it BS. I call it BS because this is bullshit because of this, y'all. Who's pick number 8 on most draft boards? It's Cameron Reddish. Now, if you ask all of the draftees who are coming in, they did a poll. And they said who was the hardest guy to guard coming in. And they have said, and these young 19-year-olds have given 2 guys that aren't on anybody's radar except the guys probably in this chat really are on the show. The first time they said it was during all those camps. They said it was Romeo. The second time they said it after college, they said Cameron Reddish is just different. They said something just different about that dude, and he's the hardest dude to guard. And if he goes number 8 to Atlanta, he has a chance to win the Rookie of the Year, bro. Like,
and Russ, I ain't even gonna front you. Hey, them niggas some haters. Like, if you can look me in the face and say Zion Williamson at 18 years old ain't the hardest person that anybody on the court has to defend. Like, bro, you just a hater. Like, I'm sorry. That's a freight train coming at you.
I think when they answer the question, like Zion's gonna have to deal with the Bron effect. Just like Greek Freak deals with it. You just big. That's what a lot of people tell them big dudes. You just big. You ain't got no moves.
Say what you want to, but I'm saying if you put no players out there, it's just one-on-one, and this dude just gets to attack you, it's nothing you can do.
Hey, he gonna attack going left.
I'll say before we move on from the lottery, I was really happy about it because stop tanking, right? They showed these teams, man, you can't tank and get the number 1 and number 2 pick. Cleveland, Phoenix, New York. There's a few other teams that had really bad records.
And they need to extract some of these teams.
Washington Wizards.
We'll cover that in the summer, Chris.
No, it's a few teams that showed you that tanking is not the way, and they didn't get a top pick. So I'll be interested to see who's gonna go where and what people are gonna do. Also, New Orleans is in a great position, man. They could trade Anthony Davis for a top 4 pick and players, or they can try to keep them and work things out. Either way, they're not going to lose in the situation they're in. They're in a spot. And
I don't think they're going to keep them, but I do think if New Orleans was smart, if they were smart, they would call New York
Yep.
Say you can have AD for your number one pick, and I'm going to get R.J. Barrett and Zion Williams.
I would not get R.J. Barrett.
I don't trust R.J.
either.
either. But if he's on the same team as Zion, I trust him.
Not me. He just gonna shoot up a bunch of shots. I don't want him in Zion.
I want a nigga that's gonna make it hot.
Yeah, I think
you gotta draft Ben Simmons, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
He ain't gonna